Absolutely. And we're hoping to talk to former Mayor Lenny Curry here in just a moment. He's going to be calling in. He has his son is a sophomore. Oh, he is on the line right now. Mr. Curry, can you tell us a little bit, I mean, just what's gone through your head when you heard this? You have a son on campus there.
I do. I was actually had just pulled in to have lunch at a restaurant, and my wife sent me a text that had the alert of an active shooter, and she let me know she couldn't get a hold of our son. She was trying to reach him via his phone, text messaging. Fortunately, when he was in middle school, I joined him on Snapchat because he's pretty quick on that, and I messaged him, and he got back to me right away and let me know that he was hunkered down in his apartment. Obviously, nightmare, not knowing what's happening, having a student on campus. And now I'm just sitting watching, wondering what's happening, and can't imagine what parents and families that either are victims or those that don't know even where their children are right now and heard from them.
Yeah, and we're so glad that your son, that you heard from him, that you were able to find that alternate way to hear from him, because that's a part of sometimes what happens in the chaos. So many people are trying to call out if they even have their phones. And Mayor Curry, I know you were in office in the aftermath of that 2014 shooting, and so fast forwarding a decade later, and to know that that community has experienced this again, what is your message to the FSU family and those in Tallahassee?
It's inexplicable that this is the kind of stuff that happens. I really don't have words, except that cannot even imagine what the families are going through. It's just pure evil. It's inexplicable, and it's a terrible way to be reminded how fragile life is.
Hmm. And when you were talking to your son, I mean, did he give you any idea? I can only imagine how heavy the feeling is on and around campus and with his friends. I mean, did he give you any idea of what the, I don't want to say vibe, that feels too casual of a term, but what the scene feels like right now out there?
It kind of felt like he was in shock. He's a big guy, he's a tough guy, but he acknowledged he's in his apartment on lockdown, and he still was telling me he's still scared. So he's in a safe place, and so I can't imagine the students that were in the student union, that were around it, that were running. I mean, just so I heard you guys talking about the mental health aspect of this. I mean, this is just a tragedy, and it's one thing we've seen this stuff play out on the news and television over the years. It's when it's somewhat close to you. And when I say close to me, I simply have a kid there that is safe, but it got really real really fast.
Yeah. Could you tell us a little bit about that moment? Your wife, former First Lady Molly Curry, she reaches out to you, can't get in touch with our son, and you finally hear from him and you can confirm that he's safe. Tell me about that moment you were able to call Molly and give her the news that you had made contact.
It's from extreme thinking of the worst. So elevated adrenaline, everything, fear, to, oh my God. He's not only is he safe, he's in his apartment. He's not even on campus right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just glad.
But I step back and I think, I mean, first thing our families, right? That's where we go. But now my son's safe, and because we're so close to this university, I can't imagine what the victims, their families are going through, and families that haven't heard from their children.
Yeah.
And when you've been on campus out there, I mean, what is that part of campus, especially midday? I mean, I imagine that it's just full of people. What does that look like?
Oh, it's hustling, it's bustling. I will tell you that you reminded me, the first message my son sent me back was, he said, "It's crazy right now. active shooter on campus. Shots are flying everywhere.
Those words you never want to hear out of your
haven't-
kid's mouth.
I don't know if he heard the shots or if he's getting that from his friends, but that was his message to me.
Again, we are grateful that you were able to make contact and that your son is safe in his apartment, and we can just obviously hear your sympathy for those families who haven't heard or who may get some very upsetting news, for those faculty members and all those impacted as we now wait to get answers. You mentioned earlier that this is really inexplicable, but hopefully we'll get more insight from law enforcement as to why something like this would happen. Especially, students are winding down the semester, they're getting ready for the Easter holiday weekend. And for something like this to happen, especially during the height of the lunch hours, this is just so unfortunate and so tragic.
We live in a broken world, and we should all try to be the good in it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We so appreciate your time, and we're so glad that your family is safe and well, and we are obviously sending prayers to those who are otherwise
Thank
wondering.
you.
Yeah, we hope to check back in with you later just to make sure, just see how your son is doing, because as you mentioned, this is a lot to process, and hopefully all of his friends and his loved ones there on campus are also safe. Thank you so much.